Good morning. What are you going to do for us today?
Hi, how are you today? So today I'm gonna plan to attack this rusty floor. Another adventure for us today. First things first, let me plan this thing out. You know the drift by now. Take some cardboard. See how I'm gonna cut it, because remember my cardboard is basically like my plate. So first things first, let me see how deep I'm gonna have to cut it to get this corner. Cut that so I can fold it and cut it right for the plate, because I just want to cut the plate once. I'm not going to be too worried about lines, as this is flat floor and this is damaged from underneath actually. So let me see. Something like that. Right. I can stick it with a magnet or two for now. Right. Let me see. This part was damaged and it's pretty flat floor, so I don't think I'm gonna be putting ridges in it. Let's continue to work this out. Bendy cotton. bendy cardboard. Okay, let me just get it straight as possible. Hooked up with this one, because remember my plate is straight. Any bends or so I've got to manually do it to the plate. Let me do this. Let me just do a relief cut so we can get the cardboard to sit like a piece of plate wood. Right. Do a relief cut in here. And we'll trim the excess material a bit more. Right. A bit more. You want your cardboard to lay flat like a piece of steel, sheet metal. You don't want any of these rivs in it. We relieve it a bit more. Right. I knew it's gonna fight me a bit this. Right. That's that. Now let me quickly just see here. Yeah, that's right, that's right. This should be the shape of this floor. I'm gonna need a bit extra here. Actually, not really, but I'd like to fill it into the corners here. So let me get some more cardboard and do that. If I have to, I'll do it like so. Man, it's gonna be oddly shaped piece of steel. This is quite solid. It's quite solid, so I don't have to stress too much about that. Let me get more cardboard and just around here, because this is solid. This is the original seat amount. Just get a piece of cardboard I can cut for there and get everything together for our template. Right, let me have a looky. Let me have a look. First things first, let me do a relief cut. Not too much, as it's deeper at the back than at the front. all about planning how we're gonna do this and end up doing this. Right. Let me mark this. According to drawing. It's a little freehand sketch. Might not be perfect, but that's why we do it out of cardboard before steel. Basically, it's a way of planning everything and getting it right. A bit more. About up to here. Right. Then I'll recut that. Right. That's that. Just get some weight on the subject to shape it there. Right. First relief cut. Gonna have to maybe put a cut in there. Right. And that is how it should be about. We tape it all together and take it from there. Now, let me start tracing this. So in the car, I know where I'm gonna cut as well. Then I have to fight over this metal, but maybe put a relief cut there as well. When I do this, you just get this marked. Well, note, Sharpies and permanent markers don't work on rust too well. But okay, I do cut it smaller than the actual plate before I do all this work. We cut here a bit. But it's not a straight piece, but that's why we do it. Put another relief cut here. We'll trace on our plate. There we go. Before we do that, right, basically there's our template. Let's get it all on steel. Should be flat when I lay it out on the steel. And left should be the same as right, in this case normally. Let's go to our steel to mark it. Alright, now that we've got our plate, we can mark it out. Not gonna have enough plate to do another section of floor, so we'll have to get more plate for this, as this isn't a cheap budget one like the others. Let me start tracing it out. Just want to get it on the line. Then also mark my relief cuts. Because what the plate does, the cardboard should have done also. What the cardboard did, we've got to do with the plate and then join it all. Working outside. Always the trees messing. One of these days I'll be a big boy, I'll have a shop. Let's hope for that one. First I want proper tools. Proper stuff. There we go. Now I can start cutting my plate. Right, you'll notice what I'll start doing is I'll cut outside the line, maybe 5 millimeters or 1/4 inch in American, just outside, so I've got excessive metal to play with. When I bend it, everything, because remember, when you bend it, metal starts shrinking together, because of the bend, causes the edges to shrink a bit. Normally it's half the thickness of your metal, so it's normally on a 3 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter when you bend it. But this having a lot of curves, I don't take chances. I cut a bit extra, and I can rather cut it inside the car and butt weld it together. Right. Now let me do all my other things. Cut them out quickly on my mobile workbench. Now for pie cut, number one. Alright, like you'll notice, I haven't chopped out the floor in the car yet. First we're going to get this in the car and bend it so we can get it close as possible to that floor. If we can, we'll try and get a perfect match to that floor. And maybe do some more pie cuts. But let's get it to the car first. Quickly, because this is thin metal, bend it a bit by hand. It's only 3 millimeter. If I don't manage, I'll bend it with my manual bender. Let me get it in my little bender there. Alright, now that I've roughly had it bent to shape, I started tunnel beating it. Like you can hear, it's against the floor, just to get it to the shape of the floor. And then we'll trim it, cut it, do all that, and start butt welding it in. So I'm going to work this edge here. Mind you, they are almost like that, eh? There we go. Not too shabby. We're close now. We're close now. Got our shape at the bottom. We'll just bend it over on top. That's pretty close. Okay. Let me start marking where I want to cut which plate, so I can get it all together and in. That's right against the body, what I wanted. Now we can mark it according to drawing. Right. Also this I can mark here. Take this out, keeping it as level as possible. There we go. Need to mark in the front here where I've got a bit access. Remember, I cut it with excessive metal, so I need to chop that bit out. Right, then finished. After I'll chop that all, I'll quickly put it in the car, mark it finally, and then chop it out, the rusted floor, and we'll start lapping this in. I didn't cut my excessive metal where I had to do my relief cuts yet, because I want to fit it to the car. Then I'll chop it, because otherwise it can open or close. You end up with a huge gap. You just fit it in the car again and see how it looks. Right, seems to be where I want it. This has to come back. I've got it too much shaped already. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Let me quickly mark everything, start cutting everything. Still gonna have to go down here a bit. Shrunk it a bit smaller already, but it's nothing to quickly open it up. Let me just get this corner also perfectly. There we go. Like I said, I'm gonna have to open it up a bit before I do cut in there. We'll get to that now. So, sometimes working on cars ain't as glorious as it sounds. Rusty floor. All right, I'll get rid of that later. Let me just open up here, because this is a box frame underneath here. I guess, yes. Man, this car is rotten. All right, no wonder this thing's got so much rust. Let me clean this up frame. That's something also that I've got to have to get this body off the frame after we've put a roof or something on this car to keep it together. We need to get this off the frame so we can weld all these subframes, spot weld them to the new floors. Wow. And also we have to treat this thing, the rust converter and primer underneath. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to join in the floor, but there will be a gap, so we'll treat it. We'll spray something in there. But I will be grinding it clean. That's better. Okay, now we know why it's so rotten. Let me see. I need to take this sill plate out, because it's going to be changed anyway, because they want this thing more a two-door. Right. Alright, let me quickly just clean so I can have a nice space to weld to. Right, let me start giving it a couple of tack welds and shaping it a bit more to the car. I need to. I'll fill that up, that's nothing. Right. Now I'll work my way like this. Do my cuts that I need to cut finalize them, and joiners flow in. Right. Now I can just pull it closer, lob this off with the grinder, like over there, and run it. Over there I got it a bit big, but I'll fill that with filler rod. Right, let me continue. Oh, surely this one was a bit of a doozy. If I had a bead roller, I would have made some nice beads, but it's in. I'll grind it nice and flush. As it's butt welded, it should be perfect. You shouldn't be able to see when it's done. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content. Peace out.